as well. So we'll come to a child's pose to start. So just making your way to your version of child's pose. You can always modify your child's pose too, can't you? For some of us, getting the hips back to the heels isn't great at the beginning of a practice, and you can always stuff a blanket there or blocks or something to make it more comfortable if you want to. So we're just coming to a nice extended child's pose. Reach the arms forward and then let your forehead begin to relax down towards the mat. And then you might just take a moment there to just wriggle around the back of your hips, adjust the shoulders, and begin to just settle into your child's pose. Starting to make that switch, isn't it, into our yoga world. So we just start to let go of our day, of all the thought processes, to-do lists, and then bring your focus to you as you lie here. And just beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. Start to follow that wave of the breath in and out through the nose. Beginning to lengthen and deepen the breath. Finding space into the back ribs, sides of the waist. Wherever you can find space, find space. And then just using the exhales to soften. So around the low back, shoulders, abdomen, wherever you can soften, soften. So, as I said, a little bit of focus on the hamstring flexibility tonight. Very often when we have a bad back, we have tight hamstrings, don't we? And there can be a few reasons for that. It can be because you compensate by using your back a bit more, but also having tight hamstrings can actually pull onto the low back as well. So really good to work a little bit on the hamstring flexibility. Okay, when we're ready from our child's pose, on the next inhale, just walk the hands over to the right as far as you can. Stay low when you do that. And then just coming into a nice extended side stretch there. Maybe the left hand walks away a little bit further. You could take the left hand and place it on top of the right if you wanted to. Just trying to stay heavy in that left sit bone. And then maintaining that nice flowing wave with the breath. Start to breathe more into the left side ribs if you can. So you're feeling a stretch all the way up the left-hand side of the body. You could, if you wanted to, even think about reaching back a little bit more with the left hip, and then you can make the stretch a little bit stronger if you want to. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll come back through center, and then taking the hands as far to the left as you can. And then again, heavy in the right sit bone. Maybe the right hand wants to place on top of the left. You could reach a bit further away through the right fingertips. Maybe the right hip could press back a bit more as well. If you make that a little bit more intense. Just following the wave of the breath and breathing into the right side ribs as much as you can. Okay, on our next inhale, we'll come back to center. Just taking the hands maybe a little bit wider than normal, so a little bit wider than shoulder width, and then make the arms as long as you can. Maybe walk the fingertips a little bit further forward. On the next inhale, we'll just come up to all fours, tuck the toes, and then come straight up into our first downward facing dog. So hips up and back, and then beginning to move in whatever way feels right in your body tonight. So bending into the knees, swaying into the hips, whatever feels nice. Starting to think about maintaining that softness around the base of the neck. Shoulder blades are moving up towards your back pockets. And just really feeling into your body, starting to feel the sensation that you have in all of your body. Noticing where the tight areas are, doing whatever you need to. Okay, when we're ready, on an inhale, we'll take the right leg up. And then as we exhale, step it forward. And then we'll just drop the left knee and tuck the toes. Take a moment to just settle into your low lunge. And if you wanted to pad out your left knee a bit more here, you could. Especially as we're just warming up, you could double up your mat or do whatever. Try to let the hips sink down, start to think about the chest lengthening forward. And then from there, we'll bring both hands to the top of the right knee and then come all the way up for low lunge. And then letting the hips sink forward and down just as much as you can. Take a moment just to settle there. It's quite a strong stretch, isn't it? Hip flexors, front of the left thigh, quadriceps maybe. So any amount, let the hips sink a little bit further and down. And then we'll take the arms out around and up. And then any amount, sink a little bit deeper. Inhaling there. As you exhale, take the left arm forward and bring the right arm back. So we're coming into a twist. And then from there, release the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. The right hand comes behind you. Tuck it around your back. Maybe you can tuck it around the left hip. And then turning the chest as much as you can. Maybe you can start to really draw that right shoulder back. Just take it gently though as we're warming up. Still following that nice wave with the breath. And then maybe from there, you can start to think about pressing the left shoulder blade into the upper back, and that might help you to turn your chest a little bit more. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll come back forward. Come down onto the fingertips, tuck the toes, and then transfer the weight back for a half Hanumanasana. So straightening that right leg as much as you can. Draw the top of the right thigh bone into the hip socket, back into the hip socket. And then you might want to take hold of the right toes there and just draw them back a little bit more towards you. So that makes that stretch a bit more intense, doesn't it? Just be gentle, do whatever you need to there. If that's too much, of course, ease off. Can you think about the chest really reaching forward? And then any amount, the abdomen comes towards the thigh. Just try to relax into that really nice stretch for the whole of the back of the right leg. Still following that nice wave of the breath as well. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll place the right foot back down and then lifting the left knee, step the left foot forward but behind the right foot. So crossing the legs. And if you need blocks there to bring the floor a bit closer, you can do that. Otherwise, be on the fingertips and then inhale to reach the chest forward and then exhale to fold over the legs. And again, inhale to lift and lengthen and then exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lift and lengthen. And then exhale to fold, and then let go of the weight of the head and neck. Maybe the shoulder blades start to draw up the back. Feel that lovely stretch all the way up the back of the legs. Keeping the knees soft if you need to though, I know that is quite intense. Okay, a little bit wobbly, but we're going to lift the chin, press into the feet and then come up, bring the arms out around and up as you do. Bring the palms together up above the head, come into a pistol grip, so interlace the fingers, index finger stays pointing up. Inhale there, and then as we exhale, we're going to take a little side bend over to the left. So just think about that right hip maybe kicking out a little bit. Can you reach your way through the index finger? And we're going to stay there just for 2 or 3 breaths. Squeezing the legs together might help you to be a little bit less wobbly. Okay, inhaling to come back up, we'll release the arms back down. And then inhale, take the arms out, around and up, reach up and gaze up. As we exhale, hinge forward. So we're still in the crisscross position with the legs. Take the hands down, relax the head and neck. Inhale for a halfway lift. As we exhale, a folding forward. And then we're going to lift the left leg up, reach it up high up as you can, come into a standing splits or supported warrior 3. And then from there, we're going to reach back as far as we can with the left foot and come back to our runner's lunge. And then just take a moment to settle there. Let the hips sink down, chest lengthens forward. Okay, inhale in your runner's lunge. And then as we exhale, we'll take the hands down. We'll step the right foot back to plank. Take an inhale in plank, and then as you exhale, you could come down through the knees or chaturanga. We'll come all the way down to the mat this time. Inhale, just press into the palms for a baby cobra. Keep the elbows hugging in, shoulders roll back. And then on the exhale, we'll find our way all the way back to downward facing dog. And then just take 3 breaths into any move that you want to when you get there. 1, so remember, soften around the base of the neck. 2, can you start to think about the tricep muscles spinning a little bit back as well? And 3, and then inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale to step it forward. drop in the right knee, pad it out. If you need to, untuck the toes, and then just settle into low lunge for a moment. Make sure that your left knee is over the left ankle. Hips are moving down, chest is lengthening forward. When you're ready from there, bring the hands to the top of the left knee and then bring yourself up to a low lunge from there. And then exhale, let the hips sink forward and down. And again, just a couple of moments to settle in there. It's a nice stretch, isn't it? Front of the right thigh, hip flexors. Okay, inhale, take the arms out around and up. Maybe you gaze up there. Big inhale and then exhale for the twist. So the right arm comes forward and the left arm comes back. Try to widen across the chest as much as you can, and then releasing the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand could come to your low back, or see if you can tuck it around the front of the right hip, and then draw the left shoulder back. So you're coming into a nice twist there. Just still trying to follow that nice wave with the breath. Okay, maybe you can start to think about pressing the right shoulder blade into the upper back so you can turn your chest even more. But again, just nice and gently, we're still warming up. Okay, inhaling to come back forward, bring the arms up. And then as we exhale, down onto the fingertips, tucking the toes, come back into a half Hanumanasana. And then drawing the top of the left thigh bone back into the hip socket. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. You might want to take hold of the left toes with the right hand, and then you can draw them back towards you, increase the stretch. Remember to just adjust this as much as you need to. You could not have the leg all the way straight if you find it really intense. Can you lengthen the chest a little bit further forward? And then any amount, bring the abdomen towards the thigh. And just feel the stretch all the way up the back of that left leg. Nice and intense. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll let the left foot come back down, fingertips down, and then tuck the toes, right foot, lift the knee. Step the right foot forward into that crisscross, so the foot is behind the left foot. And you're crisscrossing the legs, and then forward bend when you get there. Inhale to lift and lengthen the chest forward. Exhaling to fold. And again, inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhaling to fold. And again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Okay, from here we'll come up. So lift the chin, push down through the feet. Come up, wobble, wobble. Keep the arms coming out around and up. When you bring the arms up, come into that pistol grip. Interlace the fingers, index fingers point straight up. And then inhale, reach up through the index finger. And then as you exhale, a little side bend over to the right this time. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. It's going to help you to be a little bit more stable there, and what maybe you can reach your way through the index finger. Try to feel that nice stretch all the way along the side of the body, just like in child's pose as well. You could send your breath into those left side ribs. Okay, inhaling to come back upright, and then exhaling, release the arms down. Inhale, big circle out around and up with the arms, gaze up, and then exhale for a forward bend. Okay, from here, we're going to take the hands down, lift the right leg up as high as you can, so standing splits or supported warrior 3, and then softening into the front knee to reach back with the right foot, landing hopefully in your runner's lunge, and then just take a moment in your runner's lunge, let the hips sink down, chest forward. Taking an inhale there, as we exhale, take the hands down, stepping it back to plank. If you wanted to go straight to downward facing dog from plank, you can. Otherwise, come all the way down through the knees or chaturanga. Come all the way down to your front, and then inhale, press into the palms cobra. Shoulders roll back, elbows hug in. Big inhale, and then exhale. Find your way back to downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths this time, and just moving in whatever way feels nice. 1, so just trying to follow that wave of breath in and out through the nose. 2, remember to spread your fingers nice and wide. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to do that same little sequence again. So inhale, but a little bit quicker. Inhale, take the right leg up, and then exhale to step it forward. Drop the left knee, untuck the toes, and then inhale, arms forward and up for low lunge. As you exhale, hips forward and down, but come straight into the twist. Left arm forward, and then tucking the right hand behind the back, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Open the chest, turn the chest. Inhaling to come back forward, sweep the arms up. And then exhale down onto the fingertips, transfer the weight back for your half Hanumanasana. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold over the leg. Inhale to let the right foot come down, lift the left knee, step the left foot behind the right foot, and then forward bend. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhaling to fold. Inhaling to come all the way up, press down through the feet, keep the arms coming out, around and up, bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, pistol grip, reach up through the index fingers, inhale, and then exhale, little side bend over to the left, just as far as you can. Find that length on the right hand side of the body. Can you breathe into the right hand side of the body? Keep squeezing the inner thighs together, that's going to help you to maintain some stability there, hopefully. A bit inhaling to come back up, and then exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, big circle with the arms out, around and up, gaze up. Exhale for a forward bend. Inhaling to lift the chest, and then can you lift the left leg as high as you can, standing splits or supported warrior 3, and then soften into the front knee, reach back with the left foot, find your runner's lunge. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward, and then as you exhale, hands down, step it back straight to downward facing dog, or through your vinyasa, come all the way down for cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog. We'll go straight to the left side. So inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Dropping the right knee and tucking the toes, and then inhale, sweep the arms forward and up for low lunge. Exhale for the twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Wrapping the left hand and right hand to the outside of the knee. Open the chest. Maybe gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale to come back forward. Bring the arms up, and then exhale down onto the fingertips, transferring the weight back for half Hanumanasana. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold over the leg. Inhale, left foot comes down. Tuck the toes, right foot, lift the knee, step the right foot behind the left, crisscross legs, forward bend. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. And then exhaling to fold. Okay, inhale to come all the way up, push down through the feet. Arms sweep out, around and up, palms together, pistol grip, interlace the fingers, index finger points up. Inhale, exhale, little side bend over to the right. Reach your way through that index finger, feel the length. All the way at the left-hand side of the body, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Inhaling to come back upright, exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, big circle, out, around and up with the arms, and gaze up if you can. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhaling to lift the chest, right leg as well lifts as high as you can, standing splits or supported warrior 3, soften into the left leg, reach back with the right foot, and then come into runner's lunge just for a moment. Inhale, exhale, hands down, straight to downward facing dog, or come through your vinyasa together. Up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1. So coming back to that wave of breath in and out through the nose. 2. Start to think about tricep muscles spinning back. 3. Can you find a bit more length from the outer wrist to the outer hips? 4. And 5. Okay, we'll do that sequence one more time. So inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Drop the left knee and tuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up for low lunge. Exhale, straight into the twist. We know what we're doing now. Draw the right shoulder back. Inhale to bring the arms back up, gaze up. And then exhale down onto the fingertips. Transfer the weight back, half Hanumanasana. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold over the leg. Inhale, left foot comes down, right foot comes down, tuck the toes, left foot, lift the knee, step the left foot behind the right, and then forward bend. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold, and then inhale, come all the way up, sweeping the arms out, around and up, palms together, pistol grip, reach up through the index fingers. Inhale, exhale, side bend over to the left. Maybe it's a bit deeper now. Can you reach through the index fingers, lift up out of that right hip, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Inhale to come back upright, exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, big circle with the arms out, around and up, gaze up. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale for your halfway lift, and then left leg lifts up as high as you can, soften into the front knee, reach back, find runner's lunge. Inhale in runner's lunge, and then exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog through a vinyasa or not. As always, up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Drop the right knee and tuck the toes. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale, straight into the twist. Draw the left shoulder back. Inhale to come back forward, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, down onto the fingertips, transfer the weight back. Half Hanumanasana. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, the left foot comes back down. Tuck the toes, right foot lift, and then step the right foot behind the left, crisscross. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Okay, inhaling to lift the chest, right leg lifts up as high as you can, soften into the front knee, reach back, find runner's lunge, inhaling runner's lunge, and then exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog or through your vinyasa to get there. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so just notice how your body feels now. 2, we started to warm up quite a lot more. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, inhaling to look forward, step, hop, float, or walk both feet forward. And then when you're there, forward bend. Inhale, come straight up into chair pose, so bending into the knees, reach the arms up, shoulder blades down the back, gaze up, inhale, and then exhale and release. Okay, inhale, come straight back to chair. In fact, well, if you want to, you can dip down, fingertips to the floor, and then come into that deep chair. Try not to cheat. Let the low ribs soften in your chair. Start to think about the shoulder blades drawing down the back. Gaze up at the thumbs if you can. Inhale, exhale for forward bend. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. So you can go straight to downward facing dog, of course, or you can add in your vinyasa. So it's up to you. Skip them if you want to. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and then exhale to step it forward. We'll turn the left foot out and root it down. And then inhale, find warrior 1. So sweep the arms forward and up and then sink into the front knee. Outer right hip shapes back, remember. Try to be as heavy in your outer left heel here as you can. Obviously, and I've said it before, and I don't force it. If it's really uncomfortable for you in your low back to square, then just do your best, come as close to that as you can. Maybe you can sink a bit deeper into your warrior 1, palms come together maybe. You can start to wrap the triceps forward and maybe you gaze up there towards your thumbs as well. Sink a little bit deeper into your warrior 1 as well, if you can. Okay, inhale, we'll straighten into the front leg, square the hips and shoulders forward, release the hands so that they're about shoulder width apart. Inhale, and then exhale, come forward over the right leg, right hip draws back, release the hands anywhere down the shin. Maybe you can come to blocks or the floor, whatever, and then inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold over the leg. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold, inhaling to lengthen, and then exhaling to fold. Okay, really strong in the legs. We're going to come all the way back up to our pyramid position and then exhale, sink into the front knee, find your warrior 1 again. Okay, inhaling warrior 1, exhale, release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale to push the hands away, open the chest, and then exhale, come straight forward into humble warrior on the inside of the right knee if you can. Try to keep that right hip squeezing in, inner left thigh lifts to relax the weight of the head and neck. Still rooting into the outer left heel here. Trying to square the hips as much as we can as well, so we don't like kind of let the hips drift off and do their own thing to the right. Okay, really strong in the legs to find warrior 1, so inhale, come all the way back up to warrior 1, and then sink a little bit deeper into our warrior 1. Big inhale, and then exhale, hands come down, making your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. So through your vinyasa or not. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhaling back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale to step it forward. Right foot turns out, root it down, set up for warrior 1. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, and then sink into the front knee. Outer left hip back, right hip forward. Try and be heavy in that outer right heel, remember. And if it bothers your knee or your back, just adjust it. You want to find a place that you aren't feeling strain in your back or your knee. But try to be as active as you can there. Keep that outer left hip shaving back, heavy in the tailbone. Maybe the palms come together, maybe you wrap the triceps forward in your warrior 1. Low ribs soften in. Maybe you can come a bit deeper as well. Okay, inhale, straighten into the front knee. Try to square the hips and shoulders as far forward as you can. Release the hands so that they're shoulder width apart. Inhale to find length, and then exhale, coming forward over the left leg. And then release the hands down, anywhere down the shin, or to blocks, or to the floor. And then inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. Again, this knee can be soft if it needs to. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. It is an intense stretch, this, I know. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Okay, strong in the legs. We're going to come all the way back up on an inhale, and then exhale to sink back into our warrior one. Keep squaring the hips and shoulders forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale to push the hands away, open the chest. And then exhale, come forward on the inside of the left knee if you can. Cheat if you need to, remember. We can always cheat. Squeeze the outer left hip in. It's like you're still trying to square the hips forward and the inner right thigh is lifting, and you press the hands away and relax the head and neck in your humble warrior. Okay, really strong in the legs now to wobble our way back up to warrior one. So stay really strong and active in the legs. Come back to warrior one. Gaze up if you can. Sink into the front knee. Inhale, warrior one, and then exhale, hands come down, stepping it back. Downward facing dog or through your vinyasa. Up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths. 1. So let your breath settle straight away. 2, think about the tricep muscles spinning back. 3, 4, and 5. And then inhaling to look forward, step, hop, float, or walk forward. And then once you're there, forward bend. Okay, inhale, come straight up into chair pose. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, gaze up, and then exhale. And release. I don't suppose anybody's still feeling cool. Okay, I'm going to do that little sequence again as well. We'll add on to it a little bit. Okay, inhale, come into chair pose. Remember, sit bones to the backs of the knees. Check the details, shoulder blades down the back, lower ribs. Can you soften them in? Inhale in chair. Exhale for a forward bend. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to find your way back. Skip the vinyasa if you want to. So we don't need to add them in. It's meant to be a hatha flow. You can skip them if you want. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Left foot turns out, root it down, and then inhale for warrior one. Sink deeper into your warrior one. Outer right hip back, left hip forward. Heavy in the outer left heel as much as you can. Ribs softening in. Shoulder blades down the back. Okay, straightening into the front leg, squaring the hips and shoulders forward. You can always release the hands to the hips here actually. If this feels really intense with the arms up, then modify it. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, come forward over the right leg. Right hips drawing back. Hands can release to the shins, or to blocks, or to the floor. And then inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Really strong in the legs. To reverse that, inhale, come all the way back up, and then exhale, sink into your front knee. Outer right hip back and left hip forward. Inhale there. Exhale, release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, push the hands away, open the chest. And then exhale, come forward, your version of humble warrior. Lean onto the thigh if you need to. Just keep squeezing that outer right hip in. Inner left thigh lifts. Just trying to stay with that nice wave with the breath. Strong in that left leg as well. Don't let it go to sleep. Okay, really strong in the legs, and we'll find our way back to warrior one. And then sink into our warrior one. Okay, from our warrior one, this time, inhale, big circle with the arms out around, and then bring the arms forward, palms up. We did this the other week. Inhale, bring the arms up, circle them out around and up, and then bring them forward, palms up. And then inhale again, big circle as wide as you can. Bring the arms forward with the palms facing up. Sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. Okay, inhale, sweep the arms out to shoulder height. Exhale, right arm underneath the left. Wrap the forearms, come into your version of eagle arms. Square the hips and shoulders forward. On the next inhale, take the weight into the right foot, and we're going to step all the way straight into an eagle pose. So cross the left leg over, wobble, wobble. Give yourself a moment to settle the head. Maybe you tuck the left toes behind the right calf as well. And then try to square yourself forward there as much as you can, sinking a little bit deeper into your eagle pose if you can as well. Okay, inhale in eagle pose, and then exhale to unwind and fly away. So reach back with the left leg, arms out to the side, soften into the front knee, but reach back with the left foot, find crescent lunge, and then sink into your crescent lunge. Big inhale, crescent lunge, and then exhale, bring the hands down, step back, straight to downward facing dog or through a vinyasa, of course. Your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Right foot turns out, root it down, and then inhale for warrior one. Sink into the front knee, outer left hip back, right hip forward. Adjust it if you need to, remember. So just pay attention to the low back and knees if it doesn't feel good for you. Okay. Inhale, straighten into the front leg, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward over the left leg. Release the hands down when you need to, down the shin, or to blocks, or to the floor. And then inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Okay, strong in the legs. Come all the way back up, and then exhale back into your warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, push the hands away, open the chest, and then exhale, come forward on the inside. Cheat if you need to. Squeeze that outer left hip in. Inner right thigh lifts, relax the head and neck. Press the hands away as well in your humble warrior. Just can you settle the breath? Try to stay in control with the breath. Okay, inhaling to find our way back up to our warrior one, and then sinking a little bit deeper into it. Trying to square the hips and shoulders a little bit back forward again. Inhale, exhale, big circle around with the arms. Bring the arms forward, palms up. And then again, inhale, big circle. Arms forward, palms up. And then again, inhale, big circle. Bring the arms forward, palms up. Inhale, open the arms out to the side. Exhale, left arm underneath. This time, your version of eagle arms. I know that we all know what we're doing with that. So find what you're comfortable with there. Try to draw the shoulders down. Inhaling to take the weight into the left foot. Come straight into eagle. Shaking legs or not. And if you're really wobbly, just try and stay as relaxed as you can. Let the wobbles happen. Can you square yourself back forward? Can you lift the elbows? Maybe very wobbly here tonight. You can sink into it. So it's a hard balance, this, isn't it? Because we can't even really have a drishti here. Our arms are in the way. Do your best. Okay, inhale. Exhale, unwind, fly away. Right leg reaches back, arms out to the side. Inhale, exhale, softening into the left knee. We'll reach back and come straight into crescent lunge. And then sink into crescent lunge. Gaze up if you can. Inhale there. Exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. So through your vinyasa or not. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. A downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, let your breath settle. 2, just nice and even with the breath in and out through the nose. 3, tricep muscles spin back. 4 and 5. Inhaling to look forward, step, hop, float or walk forward. And then once we're there, forward bend. Inhale, come straight up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Gaze up if you can, and then exhale and release. I hope we're all okay. We're probably boiling hot. If you want to grab a quick drink, please do. We're going to go through that lovely little sequence another time. Remember, don't stress about the balances. If you're more wobbly on one side or whatever, stay as relaxed as you can. It gets easier over time. Okay, when you're ready, meet me in chair pose, Utkatasana. Check. Make sure the knees aren't drifting or collapsing in. Sit bones to the backs of the knees, shoulder blades down the back, gaze up. Inhale, exhale, forward bend. Inhaling for your halfway lift. Finding your way back to downward facing dog, however you want to get there, remember. So use the knees or whatever. Skip the vinyasa. Inhale, up, dog or cobra. Exhaling back. Downward facing dog, inhale the right leg up, exhale, step it forward. Left foot turns out, root it down, and then inhale for warrior one. Sink into your warrior one. Outer right hip shaves back. Left hip presses forward, shoulder blades. down the back. Okay, inhaling to straighten into the front knee, square the hips and shoulders forward as much as you can, and then inhale to really lift the chest. Exhale, come forward over the right leg, draw the right hip back, hands anywhere down the shin or to the floor or to blocks, and then inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold, inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold, and again inhale, lengthen, exhaling to fold. Okay, strong in the legs on an inhale to come back up, and then exhale, sinking back into warrior one. Inhale there, exhale, hands behind you, interlace the fingers, inhale, push the hands away, open the chest, and then exhale, humble warrior. Press the hands away, keep that outer right hip squeezing in, keep lifting the inner left thigh up. Okay, really strong in the legs to come back up to warrior one, and then sinking into warrior one. Inhale there, exhale, big circle out around with the arms, bring the arms forward, palms facing up, and then again, big circle, as wide as you can. Arms forward, palms facing up, and then again, inhale, big circle, bring the arms forward, palms facing up, and then inhale, take the arms out to the side. Inhale there, exhale, right arm under, eagle arms. Okay, might be easier actually to pivot to the ball of the back foot, left foot. It's not very easy whatever way we do it. Okay, taking the weight into the right foot, stepping straight into your eagle, and then squaring yourself forward as much as you can, sinking deeper, maybe you lift the elbows. Okay, inhaling in eagle, exhaling to fly away. Arms out to the side, reach the left leg back, soften into the front knee, and then reach back with the left foot and find your crescent lunge. Inhaling crescent lunge, exhale, come down, step back, straight to downward facing dog, of course, or add a vinyasa in, up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Right foot turns out, root it down, and then inhale, warrior one. Exhale, sink into it. Outer left hip back, right hip forward. Lower ribs soften in, remember, in warrior one. Okay, inhale, straighten into the front knee, squaring yourself forward as much as you can. Inhale, really lift the chest, find length, and then exhale, come forward over the left leg. Release the hands down whenever you need to, blocks or to the floor, and then inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Okay, inhale, strong in the legs, come all the way up, and then exhale back into your warrior one. Humble warrior. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands down, interlace the fingers. Inhale, push the hands away, open the chest, and then exhale, come for humble warrior. On the inside of the left knee if you can. Inner right thigh lifts, left hip squeezes in, relax the head and neck. Okay, really strong in the legs to come all the way back up to warrior one, and then sinking deeper into it. Inhale, big circle with the arms, and then bring the arms forward, palms facing up. And then again, inhale, big circle. Arms forward, palms facing up. Inhale, big circle. Arms forward, palms facing up, and then bringing the arms straight out to the side. Inhale, exhale, left arm under this time, eagle arms. Pivot to the ball of the back foot, slightly easier, not a lot. And then inhale, transfer the weight into the left foot. Come straight into your eagle pose. Try to keep yourself squaring forward as much as you can in eagle, and then sink a bit deeper. Okay, inhale in eagle, and then as we exhale, we'll fly away. Lift up out of that left hip if you can. Inhale, and then as we exhale, soften into the front knee, reach back, find crescent lunge. Doof. Inhale, crescent lunge, and then exhale, hands down. Meet me in downward facing dog, get in there, however you want to get there. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths and just let your breath settle. 1, shoulder blades up your back. 2, think about the shin bones moving back. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, from here we'll inhale and take the right leg up again, and then exhale to step it forward. Okay, we'll turn the left foot out and root it down, but this time we'll bring the right hand on the inside of the right foot. Now you might want to use a block here, so it's up to you. If we're coming into side angle pose, and if it's too much with the hand all the way down, then you can use a block. Or you might want to convert it to elbow to knee. So see how you feel when we get there. We're going to open up the chest with the left arm reaching up. Okay, For some of us, you might want to stay there. That's quite intense already, isn't it? So feel free to stay with that variation. Use a block, elbow to knee if you want to. Otherwise, releasing the left hand behind you, can you now tuck the right arm underneath and see if you can take a bind there. If you can reach the fingers and bind them, great. And then you draw the left shoulder back and you turn your chest. Keep the breath nice and even. Still smiling and breathing, hopefully. Okay, from here, we'll just release that. So if you've got the bind, release, and then find your way into this runner's lunge position. So we'll just unwind and come back to a runner's lunge position. That's quite strong in the hips. I was going to come into a bird of paradise from there, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I think after a few days off, it might be a bit much. So I won't do it tonight, but watch this space. We will work on that. Okay, from here, we're just going to hop the back foot in a little, about 6 inches closer. And then we're going to walk the fingertips around to the right. And the feet will turn with us, and we end up kind of on the outer edges of the feet, but with the thighs crossed right at the top in the centre. So I hope you can see that. We've turned to the right. Shorten your stance a little bit. Can you reach your chest forward from there? If the knees need to be soft, of course, here, then you keep the knees soft. Squeeze the inner thighs together and lengthen the chest forward. Okay, you might curse me for this, some of you. But from here, we're just going to bend into the knees. Come all the way down, straight into cow face. Hopefully, adjust that if you need to. Okay, and then when you've come to your cow face, adjust it. Maybe you want to wriggle around your bum a little bit, try and be a bit more even. Maybe you're going to bring the feet a little bit closer in. So again, that's completely up to you. And then find eagle arms from here. So you're going to wrap the right arm under the left to begin with. Find your version of eagle arms. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest. Inhale here. As we exhale, come forward. So I know this is really intense for some of us, but can you see if you can hook your elbows around the front of the knee and then use that to draw the chest a little bit further forward and then fold, and you might come deeper. And I know for some of us this is not going to be happening, so you just come as close to that as you can and then just relax forward there for a few breaths. Cursing me under the breath. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Let your breath settle. Feel that stretch in the outer hips. So it is a really nice stretch for our outer hips, this, honestly. And the more challenging ones are the ones that we tend to learn to love in the end, aren't they? Okay, when you're ready, we'll inhale and come back up, still in our eagle arms, hopefully. And then just release the arms, roll the shoulders. Whatever you need to do there with your shoulders and arms, do. Okay, unscrambling ourselves to find a runner's lunge again. So this right foot is coming back to the front of the mat. And then you might need to reach a little bit further back with the left foot and find your runner's lunge from there. Okay, hips are sinking down, chest is lengthening forward. Maybe you can let the hips come a little bit lower down and then we lift the back of the left thigh. Chest any amount further forward. Let the hips sink down and lengthen the chest forward. Okay, inhale in runner's lunge and then exhale, finding our way back to downward facing dog, however we want to get there. So through your vinyasa or not, remember, inhaling for a back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left leg up. Exhaling to step it forward. Okay, turning the right foot out and rooting it down, using a block here if you need to. Bring the left hand on the inside of the left foot. So this is another version. I usually do the outside of the foot version. This is another version of side angle. And it's quite useful because you can use your left arm to encourage that right knee open, the right arm even, no, left arm to encourage the left knee open, which helps us to sort of feel how that should be feeling. Okay, so you can stay with that. You can use a block, you can bring your elbow to the knee. Otherwise, the right arm releases behind you, and then maybe the left hand can come under, and you can bind there, and you start to draw the right shoulder back. That's a deep hip stretch. And eventually from here, we can come straight to bird of paradise. Maybe not. Okay, turn your chest wherever you are. If you're in the bind, we'll release the bind. Bring the hands down, come to runner's lunge, just shorten the distance so the right foot comes about 6 inches closer towards you, and then we start to turn to the left this time. So again, the legs are crisscrossed, and you're squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Don't know what this one is called. I think I've made it up. Okay, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other and lengthen the chest forward. And then maybe you'll fold. Knees can be bent if they need to be. Lengthen the chest forward. And then fold. And then we'll start to bend into the knees. Come all the way down, straight into cow face pose. Adjust it when you get there. Do what you need to. Wriggle around. Maybe you can bring the feet a little bit closer in. And then straight to eagle arms, left arm underneath. Wrap the forearms. And then lift the elbows. Okay, from here, inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, come forward. Can you see if you can hook the elbows to the front of the knee? And then if you can, use that to lengthen the chest even further forward, and then fold any amount. So that might not be very much for some of us. Don't worry about it at all. It is an intense stretch, isn't it? Try to relax the head and neck. Just feel that lovely stretch on the outside of our hips. Okay, and then inhale to come back up from there. Unwind the arms. Find your way back to runner's lunge. So the left foot will be at the front of the mat. You might need to reach that right foot a little bit further back, and then find our way back to runner's lunge. And then from there, take the hands down, step back, straight to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. You can throw in a vinyasa, you can skip the vinyasa, whatever. And then back into downward facing dog. Okay, inhaling to take the right leg up again, and then exhaling to step it forward. Okay, we'll drop the left knee. Straight away, transfer the weight back and come into your half Hanumanasana. So this is really intense if you've got tight hamstrings, isn't it? I know that because I relatively speaking, do have tight hamstrings. So feel free to always stay with this, and you can focus on drawing the top of the right thigh bone back into the hip socket. The chest is lengthening forward. You could release the left hand again and draw the toes towards you, and that's a strong stretch, isn't it, for the back of the right leg. If you're kind of working on your flexibility more, you might want to start to think about reaching forward with that right heel, and then maybe the left knee creeps its way a little bit further back as well. And this is how we work towards our splits. So don't curse me for this. You can use a block here if you want to support yourself. You might find that you are way away from the block, and that's okay as well. So don't worry about it. You know, don't just stay with the half variation if you want to. Otherwise, you can just see if you can hang out here, support yourself if you need to. Go back to the half variation. If you're not sure at all, stay with the half variation, of course. It's a really, really good way to just slowly work on that flexibility. Support yourself. If you don't have a block, use your hands strongly to support yourself. So you don't want to collapse and end up hurting yourself here. Okay. Try to relax where you feel that. And don't curse me, under your breath. Okay, when we're ready, we're just going to take the weight further back, draw the right heel back towards you, and take the block out of the way. Let's come back to a low lunge for a moment. So sweep the arms forward and up, and then sink a little bit deeper into the lunge. Outer right hip shows back, shoulder blades down the back, maybe you gaze up. Inhale and then exhale, bring the hands down, stepping it back, go straight to downward facing dog, or come through your vinyasa, up to you. Inhale for back bend, up dog or cobra, exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up, exhale, step it forward, drop in the right knee, and then straight away coming back into our half Hanumanasana. And staying there if you want to. So this is intense, isn't it? All of this is intense. So stay with that. You know, that is a strong stretch. So think about the top of the thigh bone drawing back into the hip socket. You could bring the right hand up and draw the toes back. and focus on that for now. So stay with that if you want to. Otherwise, you might let that heel come a bit further forward. You might start to work that right knee further back. You might use a block there to support yourself or your bolster. And then you work on that. So this is something that I've avoided for a long time as well, because I've had hamstring injuries. So just be really, really careful. Don't push it. If you get any sensation, when we're doing these deep stretches like this, if you get any sensation up at your sort of sit bone area, then definitely ease off. You don't want to feel any sensation there. It should just be your hamstring, back of the knee, back of the calf, the whole leg, but not your bum. Okay, so try and just relax into whatever variation you're going for there. And then from there, we'll just slowly begin to come out of that, transfer the weight back, bring the left heel back, get rid of your block, find a low lunge, arms up, hips forward and down, outer left hip back, shoulder blades down or back. Inhale and then exhale, find your way to downward facing dog, getting there however you want to tonight. As always, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, just take 5 breaths. 1, let your breath settle. 2, trying to just keep that nice evenness of breath in and out through the nose. 3, upper arms spin back. 4, and 5. Okay, from here we'll just drop to the knees and then swing the shins to one side. And then find our bum. Well done. So you're probably feeling your legs now. Bring the legs straight out in front of you. Okay, taking the flesh away from your sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall. Remember that line at the front of the torso. Keep it, everything lifted. And then take the arms out, around and up. Reach up through the fingertips. Find as much length as you can in front of the torso. Cinch the outer waist in. Inhale there and then exhale, come forward. And again, as soon as you need to stop, there stop. The hands could come down the shins or the ankles, or maybe you take the feet. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward and then exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen, exhaling to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. And then just relax your shoulders, relax the head and neck. If you have your feet, you could start to think about the outer edges of the feet drawing back towards you. Notice what a difference that makes. Difference to the sensation, difference to where you feel the stretch. And just letting everything settle. Can you, any amount, press the backs of the thighs down? Haven't gone on about that tonight. Press the backs of the thighs down. Chest is still lengthening forward. And then inhaling to lift your head, exhaling to come all the way back up. We'll bring the feet in, bend the knees, and then find your way down onto your back. So just coming down in a nice straight line and then bring the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little bit of a back massage maybe. Knees from side to side, just whatever. Okay, we'll release the feet down into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together and then the knees drop out. So this can be really intense, can't it, for some of us? So you can always use blocks here to support your outer thighs. Take your arms in whatever position is comfortable. And we're just going to take a few breaths in our Supta Baddha Konasana. So cactus arms is quite nice for me, or you could take the arms up. You might even want the arms up above your head and you can take your elbows. But just try to relax into your hips there as much as you can. Make sure that you're not sort of holding there, gripping. Just letting them descend down towards the mat, any amount. Okay, from there, we're going to maintain the position with the left leg, but bring the right leg up and come into a half happy baby on the right. So You can either take the shin or behind the knee, as always. If you can take the outer edge of the foot, great, and then draw that right knee towards your underarm. And you could, if you wanted to, take your left hand and just place it on the inside of the left thigh. And then you're increasing that stretch just with the weight of your hand. Again, don't force anything. And this right knee is drawing to the right underarm. For some reason, this variation feels a lot more intense, doesn't it? Just relax into your hips as much as you can. Remember, no pain. You don't want any sort of sharp, horrible pain. Stretchy, intense pain's okay. Try and relax. Breathe into it. Okay, and then from there, we'll release the right foot. Just come back to that Baddha Konasana foot position for a moment. Relax. Arms might be out in cactus arms again. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So half happy baby on the left. Your version. Right hand could just rest on the inside of the right thigh there. Hip opening extraordinaire. Remember, no horrible sensation here. Just stretchy, intense sensations, okay. No pinching or grinding or anything. If you find that really intense, just try to breathe into it. Okay, and then release, come back to Baddha Konasana feet for a moment. Just let the knees drop out, relax. And then we'll help the knees up. You'll probably need to help the knees up and then bring them into the chest. And just give yourself a little squeeze there, a little bit of a back massage. And then release the feet down to the mat. Mat width apart, knees staying bent. And then just moving through some windscreen wiper legs at your pace. So what feels nice for you? You might want to linger on one side. You might just want to keep moving. Do what feels nice in your body. Okay, but next time you have your knees to the right, you could, if you wanted to, just pick up the right foot and hook it to the outside of the left knee and then make that a deeper stretch, or not. You can keep moving if you want to. Okay, if you have done that, we'll unhook. Bring the knees back up, take them over to the left, and then same thing there. You could pick up the left foot, hook it to the outside of the right knee and just make that a deeper stretch. Should feel really nice for your hip flexors, that. And then if you've hooked the foot, we'll unhook. Bring the knees back up. If it feels like a nice thing to do to bring them back into the chest, then do that. And then bring the knees as close in as you can. Pick the head and shoulders up, squeeze, and then release to Savasana. Just come to your version of Savasana. Wriggle around, adjust, do whatever. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. And then start to relax. Soften your abdomen. Relax deeply behind your eyes. Relax the back of your tongue. And then just let go. Completely. the yogic dog there, I can see. Okay, just slowly beginning to bring your awareness back. Gently moving fingers and toes. Taking a nice long inhale, having a stretch. Arms up overhead, interlacing fingers, having a full body stretch. You could bend up your knees, bring them into your chest, give yourself a hug, take a twist. Anything, any move, any stretch. And then when you're ready, just making your way to your right hand side, but take your time, no rush. Just find your way back to seated when you're ready. As always, any seated position. And then just bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment, relax your shoulders, soften your facial muscles. And just observing the whole of your body as sensation. Taking a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you. Well done. Happy Monday. Hope we enjoyed. Hope we skipped as much as we needed to. And Lucy's dog.
Caroline.
Lucy's doggy joins in. If I let mine in, I have no chance at all. Hope you. Oh, gorgeous! I hope you have a lovely evening, folks. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Caroline. Thanks, Caroline. Bye.
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 Bye.